This is your girl Grace Jones, and this is our tutorial for today. So let's begin. So I'm using this yarn. It's a brand Seagull, this brand, and it's 100% acrylic. And I'm going to be using a 4.5mm hook, and with our yarn I'm going to double my yarn because I want it to be a bit thick. Make a loop, and I'm using a 4.5mm hook. Please, if you have a different size, then it's also okay if you're comfortable working with it, but I'm opting for a 4.5mm hook. So make a chain, so we are done with our chain. Now you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. This is going to be like your first double crochet. Then after that, chain 1, 2, 3. Wrap your yarn around the hook. That's a total of 6 that we've added. Skip these 6 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come into the 7th with a double crochet like that. Then chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Wrap your yarn around the hook, skip 3 loops, 1, 2, 3. Come into the 4th with a double crochet. Chain 1, 2, 3. Wrap your yarn, skip 1, 2, 3. Go into the 4th loop with a double crochet like that. Chain 1, 2, 3. Wrap your yarn around the hook, skip 1, 2, 3 into the 4th with a double crochet. So we are going to keep doing this until the end. So I'm getting to the end of the row. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. So I did not make my counting right. I have 3 loops left instead of 4, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. I come here instead of making a double crochet, I'm going to make a treble crochet. So wrap your yarn twice around the hook, come into this loop, pull through 1 completely, and then make a double crochet like that. So the next step, you're going to chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and then wrap your yarn around, after turning your work, chain again 1, 2, 3 to make a total of 6. Wrap your yarn around the hook, come in this loop and put a double crochet. Chain 3, wrap your yarn around the hook and put a double crochet like that. chain 3, wrap your yarn around the hook and do this like this. So you're going to do this until the end of the row. I'm going to show you one more row after this one, and then the rest I will do off camera and show you what to do after that. Chain 3, wrap your yarn around the hook, enter in this loop just like you always do your other meshes. Chain 3, like that. Again, I've reached the end of the second row. Chain 1, 2, 3, make a double crochet, chain 1, 2, 3, come into the third loop from your base, and wrap your yarn, put a double crochet like that. Then third row, chain 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and then chain 1, 2, 3, wrap your yarn around the hook, come into this loop with a double crochet, chain 1, 2, 3, wrap your yarn around the hook, continue with double crochets. So just to avoid taking up a lot of time and space, I'm going to work mine off camera, because you have to do this until your piece is drops all the way from your feet to your shoulders. Then we'll continue from there. So I'm going to wind up with this, then I'll meet you when I have one that is big enough to come all the way from my feet to my shoulders, and then I'll show you what to do next. So keep up doing this until you have something big. So I'm getting done with the rows of this mesh. As you can see, I've done as many as possible because I want it long, and I'm done. Come in the very third stitch from the base, 1, 2, 3, enter with your hook and make up double crochet. So this is it. And now our next step is now for creating the sides and the arms for our top. And you're going to get, you see how this, I have crocheted this going upwards, like from my feet to the shoulders. So for us to separate the arms, you're going to get a measuring tape, whereby I can't find my measuring tape, but I will illustrate using yarn. Get a measuring tape, measure the end of your shoulder, like end of your shoulder. I don't know if I can show you this end of the shoulder to the other end, because I want it to be a bit baggy. I'm not going to do shoulder to shoulder. I'm going to add on that shoulder to shoulder 3 more inches, and then come on your piece and lay your measurements. I'm using this tiny white yarn. I hope it's visible for you. Lay it on your piece to tell you so that it can help you to create, the center. So mine, I took the measurement, and my center is 10 loops from here, from the start, and 10 loops from here. So I'm going to count, come here with your stitch marker and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are my 10 loops. So I'm going to put my stitch marker here. So that I remember that. And also the same thing you're going to do for the other side. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 according to your shoulders. So this is 10. Put your stitch marker. So we are going to work our arm area. Let's start with this side. So as usual, chain 6, 1, 2, 3. This is like your first double crochet plus 3 more. 1, 2, 3. That's a total of 6. Turn your work. Do the same thing you've been doing. Chain 3. Continue. Chain 3, 2, 3. And make loops until you reach the stitch marker. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We are working upwards, so this is heading to from our feet to the neck area, so don't turn your work. Don't use the wrong side, that's what I'm trying to mean. Keep up with the way you're working. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Like that. I'm getting to the stitch marker. 1, 2, 3. This. Then 1, 2, 3. And enter into the stitch with the stitch marker. Like that. So you're going to work more double crochets, more loops upwards, and then we'll work this separate and this side separate as well. So chain 6, 1, 2, 3. That's like your first double crochet. Add 3 and turn your work again. Make double crochet like that. Chain 3, make a double crochet, chain 3, make a double crochet. We are working at separating the arm area. Chain 3, make a double crochet. Do it until the end of this row. You're going to make 14 more rows, so these are 2 so far. We have 12 to go. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's a bit much now. I can't fit well here, but we are going to work 12 of these. This is 1, 2. We have 12 more to go. Wait. One, 2, 3. Enter your hook with a double crochet. Then chain 6, 1, 2, 3. That's like your first double crochet. Then chain 3. turn your work again, wrap your yarn around the hook, go into the next like that. So I'm done with 14 rows this side. Come remove your stitch marker, come to this side, make a loop, make a loop, and then come on your piece, turn it to this side because I want to use this side of my piece, the wrong side. This is my right side where I can see the loops like this. Note this. So come this side, put your hook where you've put the stitch marker, put through the loop you have created and pull through, chain 6, 1, 2, 3. This is going to be like your first double crochet, add 3 more, 1, 2, 3. That will be like your chain 3, wrap your yarn around the hook, go into the next and do 14 rows like you did this side. So I'm going to do this off camera. I cannot explain because we've already done the other side. Do the same thing, 14 rows, and then I'll show you what to do next. I'm done with this side as well. So you're going to chain 1 and cut off the yarn. So we are done with the 14 sides, this side and this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now we are again going to work on this part. I know many of you were wondering why is it looking like this, but yeah, we are not yet done. So you're going to come here where you started from, this part, make a loop, make a loop, come into this loop, come into this loop because we are working in this area between these two. So come in this loop, put your hook in this very loop where this stitch enters from this double crochet, enter and pull and enter the loop that you created. Enter in the loop that you created, pull through and chain 1, 2, 3, which is going to be like your first double crochet. As you can see, we are working into the same loop, this one. Then again chain 1, 2, 3 to total to 6, and then wrap your yarn and make a double crochet. So this is going to be the parting of our arms, our arm areas. When you reach here, you will join it together. Then chain 1, 2, 3 and continue. So I have 2 left to reach this part. Chain 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. So on this last one, you're not going to be stitching them together. You're going to come and enter this loop, this one, just like we did at the start. After chaining 3, wrap your yarn, come in this exact loop and put a double crochet, because we are parting our arm. Then chain 6, 1 2 3, that's like your first double crochet. Then add 1 2 3, that's like your chain 3. Turn your work and work the same. So even this is going to be a separate piece from this, which we are going to join together when we reach here. So make extra, we've already made chain row 1, make 13 more rows because we made 14 here and we made 14 here as well. So make extra a total of 14 here as well so that they are equal. I'm going to meet you when I have all of them here. But when they are separate, they have to be 3 separate pieces. Yeah, like that. When you reach here, just stop on this one and continue until you have 3 separate pieces. Then we join, meet you there. So I'm done with the 13th row. I'm going to start the 14th row because these separations have to be equal. These were 14 rows on the separation, the same as this side. There was 14 rows of the separation. So I'm going to work on the 14th row of this, and I want to show you how to join, to close up for the arm part, you know, this one. So you're going to chain 1 2, and then on the 3rd chain you're going to come here and attach to the 14th row on the last loop. After chaining 2, enter in this loop, pull through the yarn and pull through this one as well. Then chain 1 2 3, turn your work. So we've already made one of our arm spaces, and continue with your 14th row. Wrap your yarn, enter with a double crochet, chain 3 1 2 3, wrap your yarn, enter with a double crochet. So I've reached the end. I'm going to join these 2 as well to create the arm space. Lastly, 1 2 3, and come into the 3rd loop from down, 1 2 3, this is it, and put a double crochet. And I'm not going to wrap and pull. I'm going to first enter in the 3rd loop from down, 1 2 3, enter in the space, pull through and pull through all like that. Then chain 1 and cut off the yarn. So we are done creating our arm spaces. As you can see, this is 1 and this is the 2nd. You know, the piece is really big. This is it. This is where we're going to create our arm. So now we have to first join these together and also join this here, and then we work on the arms, and then we're good to go. If you have a pastry needle, you can use that, but me, I'm going to slip stitch. So make a loop, make a loop, come in here, put this together. Know how many loops these are: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So we are going to attach this part together. Come here on the very first loop, enter your hook. If you have a small hook size, I would recommend that, but mine broke into half, so I'm going to use this. I would recommend use a smaller hook size. Chain, as in pull through, chain 1, and then enter into the next loop. You're doing a slip stitch, enter into the next loop, and in the one at the back, pull through and pull through all, then enter in the next loop, in the one at the back, pull through all, enter in this loop of the double crochet and this double crochet, pull through. So we are doing a close-up. Then come in this loop and this. If you have a needle, please, I would recommend you use a pastry needle to do a slip stitch or join your pieces together. It's more neat and clean like that. Or if you have a smaller hook size, please use that. And the center like that. So this is it. We are joining it together. I'm going to meet you when I'm done with this one and I show you what to do. I'm done with the slip stitch. You can see this is my clean side, and this is the inside where I was working from, and this is the arm area. So you're going to make a slip stitch and break off this yarn. I don't know where my thing is, or cut it off, and that's it. You're going to do the same for this side. You're going to slip stitch and join it together as well. Then after we work on our arm area. So we're working on our arms. Look at the wrong side where you did your slip stitch. It's the side where we are going to work the arm from, the inside of our mesh outfit. So come here, make a slip stitch. Make a loop. Sorry, excuse me, I'm really tired. Make a loop. And then come here where you started from your slip stitch. Look for the loop in that same place and enter your hook and pull through the loop you've created. Then chain 6, 1, 2, 3. This is going to be like your first double crochet. Then chain 1, 2, 3. This is going to be like your chain 3, and then go into the next with a double crochet, and then chain 1, 2, 3 into the next with a double crochet, the way we've been doing our mesh. 1, 2, 3, but this time around we are rotating around to create the arms. Don't skip. I have something to show you when you reach down the mid of your arm, this part here. Chain 1, 2, 3, continue. 1, 2, 3, make a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, make a double crochet. 2, 3, make a double crochet. 1, 2, 3, double crochet. I'm almost at the center. 2, 3, make a double crochet into the next. 1, 2, 3, make a double crochet. I'm almost at the center, this center. 1, 2, 3, double crochet. 2 loops left to the center. 1 2 3, make a double crochet. 1 2 3, make a double crochet now into the center. Okay, then chain 1 2 3, make a double crochet in that same center, like that. This is the only increase that we are making. I'm only increasing by 1 loop, so by 1 space. Then after we'll just keep making the space. So now continue like you've been working until you round it all. So I'm going to meet you back here. I show you the second round, and that's it. I'll tell you how many you can work. So I'm back to where I started from. Chain 1 2 3, and come and count 1 2 3, enter the third loop and make a slip stitch like that. Then chain 1 2 3 4 5 6, 3 as a double crochet, 3 as a chain 3, turn your work, wrap your yarn around the hook and continue. And on this one we are not going to do any increase here. We are now going to just work it all around. So on the arm I did 34 rows, but if you want you can do even more or less. I just wanted it up long, up to past my nails. So I made 34 rows. This is my second row, so I have 32 more rows left, so that I have arms of the length that I want, but you can do more or less. I'm done with my arms. There are 34 rows and they are long enough to pass my arms a bit. And now we are going to work on this neck and the rest of the part. As you can see, I already have a double crochet created, which I have to pass through this area. And if you haven't yet done yours, you can always do a double crochet all around. You don't have to first do the 1 double crochet and attach like me. So make a loop, make a loop, and come to your base. If you have no double crochet, make it all around, but I had already done one to kill time. So I'm going to come on this neck area and continue from there with a double crochet. So I'm going to enter into the third loop. Yeah, that loop, the third loop, and then pull my loop through, wrap the yarn. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll wrap the yarn and make a slip stitch. Just go in the loop in the center space and make a double crochet. Wrap your yarn, go back with 2 more double crochet, because we have to make a total of 3. We are making a chain 3, so we'll put 3 double crochets. Wrap your yarn, go in the loop with a double crochet, then continue with 3 double crochets in the space. That's how you should keep doing it. 3 double crochets in the space and a double crochet in the double crochet, like that. Continue doing the same thing. So I'm done with the next side. I have to slope down with the double crochet until it reaches down just like this one. Yeah, so let's continue just until down, then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, put a double crochet here and then rotate now and put 3 double crochet in the space. Wrap your yarn and enter with a double crochet into the double crochet. So continue with that until you reach down by the feet, then we'll start on something else. So this is how it's looking like. We've cleaned up that part. We're going to continue all the way down. And our piece is almost ready. I'm getting done with my double crochets. Put 3 double crochets in this last space. And 1 more. Yeah, double crochet. Then chain 3 like that. Turn your work and enter into the front, the second double crochet with a double crochet, pass through it, then the back with a double crochet. If you know front post and back post, this is the stitch. If you're not familiar with it, you can go Google about it, and then you work your way out all through with a front post and back post stitch like that.